Joining. Right, let's get stuck into the latest news then. So it does seem we have approached Benjamin Sesko's camp to gauge the interest and maybe see if he would be interested in becoming a Manchester United player. Fabrizio earlier on said that a key week for Benjamin Sesko's future, as Manchester United also approached his camp to ask for deal conditions. Newcastle presented their project to Sesko last week, ready to bid if player accepts. Sesko's expected to decide his future soon. Oh! So Man United, seemingly at the moment anyway, do have a level of interest in Benjamin Sesko. I guess it will come down to a lot to do with the value and the price and how much RB Leipzig are actually looking for and sort of the conditions of the deal. Maybe they would like to do a structured deal like we've done for Cunha and Mbeumo, and perhaps we could then get it done. But if they're asking for too much, then obviously United would have to look somewhere else and go for somebody else. That's where somebody like maybe Ollie Watkins would come in. But for a long-term plan, if that's what we're trying to actually implement this year, then I guess Sesko makes a lot more sense being 22 years of age. The only thing is, it's just like, is he actually ready to do the business for us? That's the question, isn't it? Or should he be working in Tesco's? Benjamin Tesco, should he be working in there? I don't know. Benjamin Sainsbury's. What? I don't know, I'm just saying. The reality is Premier League is different to the Bundes, but it's all positive signs that United are interested in him. Florian Plettenberg said this earlier as well, that United and Newcastle are currently in talks with Benjamin Sesko's management. Both teams have presented their projects and financial offers. The decision now lies mainly with the player and his camp. Offers are expected to be formally submitted to RB Leipzig following the verbal agreement. However, Newcastle United pushing a lot. So obviously Newcastle United leading the chase right now because United haven't really, there's no reports of us agreeing anything with the player or actually having approached RB Leipzig at this stage. But it does look like we're interested in him. Does look like maybe we're going in for him. There is apparently a bit of a battle for Benjamin Sesko going on. So this is via Fabrizio Romano also. He said that there's a battle ongoing between Newcastle United and Manchester United for Benjamin Sesko. United are presenting their project to Sesko. So that's the situation as it is at the moment. United are interested in Sesko. Surely we wouldn't even be presenting our offer to him if we weren't seriously interested in signing him next. I doubt we're using this as a bargaining chip to maybe increase the pressure on Villa, but you never know, to sell Watkins. But it does look like Sesko's the one that Amorim's going for. And I guess it makes a heck of a lot of sense, really. He is young. He does have a lot of potential, but he also is not Premier League proven. It's funny because in Amorim's presser the other day before the game against West Ham, he said something along the lines of, you can sort of see what we're trying to do here by signing players with experience, players that, we know that we can sort of rely on essentially to come in and do the job, i.e. that's why we've got Cunha and Mbeumo and these guys with those stats. So Benjamin Sesko adds a certain level of uncertainty to Manchester United squad because we don't know if he's going to be good in the Premier League. He could just be a massive Magikarp flopping around the gaff. And what we need is a roaring Gyarados right now. But is he up to level 20 yet? Does he still only know the move Splash? That's the question. You know what I mean? Some of you Pokemon aficionados are not talking about. The rest of you won't have a frigging clue. But I'm just saying, he obviously is not that experienced. If he can get that experience at Manchester United while still performing, then yeah, he can have a great future at the football club. But it is a results industry. It is a performance-based industry. Rasmus Højlund tried for a couple of years as a young player, absolutely gashed it up. Benjamin Sesko could come in, but he's going to have to score and he's going to have to notch goals throughout the season as he's learning and developing. That's the thing, he's going to have to adapt pretty quickly because we can't be signing more project players that are going to be taking, 2-3 years to get into the position where they should be contending for the first team. That's not what we need right now. We need ready-made, proven players. From a Glazer shithouse point of view and a Glinios point of view, if they could get Sesko for 60 or 70 million, it makes a lot more sense for them to go for him rather than someone like Ollie Watkins or Visser if they're looking for 50 mil, say, just because he's got a lot more longevity. He's not going to be a depreciating asset. He's not going to go for free in 4 years' time. So he's a Glazer shithouse signing, that's for sure. Is he the signing that gets us the job done right now this season and scores 20 goals for us in the league at number 9 or 15 goals for us? No, he's not. So does that mean we should go for him? No, I don't think. I think we should be going for somebody who's got that Premier League proven pedigree, i.e. Mr. Oliver Watkins. Nothing wrong with him. you know? So that's my take on it. But I know, obviously, a lot of people will probably disagree with me in regards to that. I think Sesko's probably wanted by a large proportion of the fan base there because he does have a lot of potential. He does look good. He is young, but that's what worries me. I think I want someone who's got Premier League proven experience over someone who's got bags of potential. We've already done this a couple of years back with Gasmus Boyland. Well, look what happened with him. He looked pretty decent over there in Italy. Handful of games, doing all right. I guess Sesko's a different animal in the sense that Sesko's a bit more further advanced. He's 22. His stats are very good over the last couple of seasons for a young player scoring consistent goals. Rasmus didn't have that, to be fair to him. We were taking a bigger punt on Rasmus. But still, he has potential to be Højlund-esque. And that means that we should probably focus on a Premier League proven striker such as Watkins. But let's see there you go. United History says, facts big, Premier League proven strikers are much better. Sesko's better than Watkins. I don't know about that, Rocky, But let's have a vote. Let's ask the live chat. Who would you like to see us go and get? A Premier League proven player like Watkins or Sesko with big potential? So you're saying that Sesko's better than Watkins there, Rocky. The reason I disagree with that is I don't think Sesko could come into this league and score 16 goals for Aston Villa last season, which is what Watkins did. I don't think he could come in the season before that and score 23 like Watkins did. He may be in a few years' time, but he can't even barely get 13 goals or whatever over in the Bundesliga. So what makes you think he'll be able to come in and outperform Ollie Watkins in the Prem? Like maybe in a couple of years' time, you look at Gyökeres right now, he's one of the most prolific strikers in the world. 5 years ago, he was a boot boy at freaking Brighton or whatever, you know what I mean? Like he obviously has developed a lot in these 5 years. So Sesko will as well. But do we have time to wait for someone to develop? Or do we want somebody right now who's just proven to come in and score goals? I think that's what we should be going for, really, if we want results right now this season, rather than a project over a few years. And if I was Amorim, I'd be looking for someone to come in and do the business right now as well, as opposed to someone that can develop and be good in a few years' time. And Sesko isn't that much better than Højlund was either. Well, stats-wise, I think he's better. I mean, if you look at... So I did see a stat a couple of weeks ago. We've mentioned it a few times, but something along the lines of, out of Europe's top 5 leagues, no player under 23 has scored more goals than Benjamin Sesko in their domestic league, in the top 5 leagues in Europe, over the last 2 seasons. So that is pretty decent. But again, you're looking at the youngsters here, the ones that can go on and develop and have potential. And especially coming from the Bundesliga, you have to be apprehensive. You've got to be worried signing a player from the Bundesliga, expecting them to just take to the Premier League, because they don't, guys. Yeah, Gungshi, you see, it has that potential. Even if he is better, even if he is going to be a lot better, it still has that potential. You don't think Sesko's another Gashmus. Well, it has that potential, though. So I hope he's not. He does seem better than Gashmus. His stats seem better. He has a lot more, I think, in terms of his abilities right now. He's very good in the air. He's a good finisher. Højlund doesn't seem to possess that clinicality in front of goal. But you know what? He does have the potential to be another Gashmus, though. That's the worry. I'd hope he wouldn't. Yeah, Sesko, for me, you reckon he's ready? I like it. Watkins, he comes ready to play immediately. Well, nobody's more ready than Ollie Watkins, is he? 29 years of age, Premier League proven experience, and he's even played with Mbeumo in the past. So nobody's better. G says, I think Sesko has a high ceiling and determined to be great, so I go for him for 55 plus 10 in add-ons. Perfect deal. I like your style, G-Wolf. I like it. He's a bit of a punt. United should go for Sesko. I like your style, guys. Sesko by far. A lot of people saying Sesko here. Yeah, I think maybe the majority of the fan base would like Sesko. I guess he's the more exciting signing, isn't he? In a lot of ways, because he's like a big potential for the future. We know what Watkins is all about. Watkins is never going to be that 30-goal a season man. I suppose Sesko has that potential to be that in a few years' time. Whereas Watkins doesn't have that. Watkins is very good and very solid and very consistent, isn't he? But he's not really going to be the bride. It's always going to be the bridesmaid in that sense. So I can see why the live chat would want him. I can see why a lot of people would want Sesko. I'd still go for Premier League proven over potential at the moment, but he represents better value for money, especially if you're talking about only a difference of £10 million for somebody who's going to leave us in a few years for nothing, or something that's going to be worth more than what we pay for them in a few years, hopefully. I like your style, Johnny Swan lad. Visser, then get belabouring. I love it. Well, Visser is still being negotiated. Apparently, Brentford want 50 million for Visser. I don't think United are in there for him, but we should be, but we're not. If we can get him for like 50 million, then yes. Okay, I don't think he's going for any less than 60, but we'll see. Let's have a look at this. So this is a report here that just says that Newcastle are preparing an opening bid of around £62 million for Benjamin Sesko. Manchester United have shown interest, but for now, Newcastle are the most serious contenders for the player. So it does seem like Newcastle are a bit further ahead in terms of the negotiations. £62 million, that's an opening bid. They'll probably ask for a little bit more, won't they? I think it does help Manchester United that we have Christoph Weivel at the club, obviously, who's worked previously there with the Red Bull brand, working for both Leipzig and Salzburg for many, many years. That helps for us to be able to just have that foot in the door, you know, that communication there. Hopefully that can give us some good dialogue with the football club and maybe just swing things in our favour there. Price tag wise, yeah, you know, that's about right, to be fair. I don't think we should be paying any more than that sort of figure, to be fair. Maybe if it's spread over a long period of time, maybe if there's extra add-ons and bonuses, we could potentially pay up to 70 million. Like, if he's the nuts and he's scoring loads of goals, like, as soon as he hits 20 goals in the season, yeah, we'll give you another 5 million quid. No worries. Stuff like that. A couple of performance-based add-ons wouldn't hurt. But yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable paying much more than £60 million for this guy right now. Because you are just setting it up to be another Rasmus Højlund Gash situation or an Anthony Dos Santos, putting a little bit too much pressure on them, plus putting a few too many eggs in one basket there. It doesn't really make sense for us to pay much more than that, I don't think. If we're going to pay a lot more than that, then I'd rather we paid a significant amount less than that and went and got Watkins off of Villa. So, yeah, Newcastle, 62 minutes. Sounds about right, doesn't it, Stephen Shipman, you legend? Yes, it does sound about right. By the way, if you're just getting in the stream, thank you all the legends in here. There's 289 legends in here. Shout out to the late night brigade. Thank you so much for joining us. Hit that like button if you're joining. Get yourself subscribed to the channel. We're on here daily with the latest United news. So let's get stuck into the rest of it. So in regards to his preference, I mean, again, nobody's living inside his skull, John Malkovich style. But if they were, perhaps it would tell a story of Benjamin Sesko preferring Manchester United. Maybe not. But this is from Anil Cantola, who just says that, been told that Sesko's camp have suggested his preference is a move to Man United. At this stage, Newcastle would be considered more in the driving seat due to financial flexibility, but Manchester United have caught the interest of Sesko. One to watch for the coming days. Let's see. Okay, so, I mean, if I was Benjamin Sesko right now, maybe I've got my rose-coloured glasses on, I don't know, but I would choose Manchester United. There's such an opportunity here. Okay, fair enough, they are losing Isak, which means that there's a great opportunity there as well to be a proper first choice, first number 9 in the team that's actually got European football and had a good season and just won a trophy and is up there playing for a good manager like Eddie Howe. That's very appealing to play for Newcastle right now. But still, you can't get away from the fact that Manchester United is just a Goliath of a football club compared to Newcastle. And even in the last few years, you know, we've won a couple of trophies. They've won a couple of trophies in the last 70 years. You know what I'm saying? So if you actually want to have a chance of going on to realistically win trophies and do some good things over the next few years, not just this season, because I don't doubt really that Newcastle will probably be better than us this season going ahead. I don't really doubt that. But if you want to look beyond that, then I think Manchester United makes the most sense. It's a bigger football club with a bigger ceiling. We're talking about maybe going for Sesko over Watkins because he has a higher ceiling. Well, Man United's got a much higher ceiling than Newcastle, if you ask me. Newcastle are a great supported club with big backing, great manager, but still, they're Newcastle. You know what I mean? They're a big club, but they're not the same level as the Uniteds, the Liverpools, these sorts of football clubs in terms of stature. So that does mean something. And if I was Sesko, I'd see the opportunity there before me at United and think, wow, they really are desperate for a number 9. Like, I could go and be the next big daddy at the football club. I could be the next Ruud van Nistelrooy for Manchester United or something along those lines, where you just come in and you're the main striker. I mean, not many young strikers at 22 get that luxury of being Manchester United's first choice number 9. I'm just saying that. So unless your name's Gashmus Boyland. But that's not really due to us having much choice, I suppose. Sesko is a United fan, but Leipzig, oh, what a treat to tune into the Piggy. Thank you so much, mate. I hope you've had a great day at work, by the way. And thanks for listening to us while you're on the way home, lad. Come on. Hopefully you're not like on a train right now, listening with the volume up, you know what I mean? Because we're going to say some stuff. Sesko's just a much better player, especially technically. He's not the sure thing, but he is not Rasmus. Okay, but Rasmus actually looked pretty damn good when he first came over for a while, didn't he? I thought he was all right in his first season. There was definitely potential there. He's fallen off a cliff second year, but he actually looked quite good in the first season at United. And also, before he came to United, you'd have to say he looked good. But it's about how you can do it for United. So I'm a little bit worried about the likes of Sesko, because, again, he's somebody that's going to have a learning curve at the football club, whereas you need someone really who can just drop in at the deep end and they're going to swim, guaranteed. They're not going to flounder. They're not going to drown. You need someone that is definitely going to swim. Rather have Ivan Toney. Interesting. I wonder if there could be some sort of an exchange swap deal going on there, but I can't imagine we could get him in any other capacity than some sort of loan guff. Yes, Christopher Fivell links with RB Leipzig as well. Yes, he does. That's what I'm saying. So he might be able to just work a bit of magic there for us. But isn't that the same negativity that's decimated this club and fan base for years? If we sign Sesko, we need to back the signing. Well, if we sign him, we'll definitely back him. You know, we've done that. I mean, even when we signed Mason Mount, I said I'm going to give him a fair chance. And a lot of people said they're going to give him a fair chance, even though myself, personally, I thought it was gash. I thought it was a horrendous signing for the amount of money involved. And also, you know me, people who've watched this channel years before we signed Mount know that I've always said that Mount is bang average. So I was annoyed when we signed Mount, but I was prepared to give him a chance. But guess what? Mason Mount's turned out to be an absolute gash bag for this football club. So that's all I'm saying, is I'm a little bit concerned, because United, it's not like United don't sign flops, is it there, Bear Lad? You know, we kind of do sign a few flops, don't we? Like, if you look over the last few years, we signed a lot of flops, so it wouldn't be anything new here to think that we would spend a lot of money on a flop. But I would hope that this guy would obviously do really well. Disco Dave, you legend. We have been shit, but this is Manchester United, most supported club in the world. Precisely. So if you're somebody like, you know, Benjamin Sesko right now, and there's offers on the table, and let's just say they're the same amount of money. Yes, Newcastle can offer you a bit more maybe right now because they've got more competitions to play in. You know, they're up there, they're further up there, and they're probably going to have a good season. But you could be a part of something very special at Man United. I think a lot of these players, surely they know just what a huge club Manchester United is. If you're 22, you know, and you were born in 2003, or 2004, say, 2003, then, you know, you're 22. That's freaky, isn't it? That's actually made me feel quite ill. Are you telling me Benjamin Sesko was born in 2003? I never really worked this out until now. What? How old am I now? Anyway, that's crazy, isn't it? Sesko's born in 2003. What? Anyway, yes, he is. But all I'm saying is, if you were born in that era, you still have grown up as a young kid, if you're into football, which he would have been, watching and knowing Manchester United still in great times towards the end of the 2010s, you know, towards the end of Fergie's reign. We were still up there. So I'm sure a lot of these players just know exactly how special this football club is, even if we haven't had our place in the sun for a while, you know. My choice of hydration tonight, it's just good old-fashioned Amazon H2O. And to be clear, that's not H2O that's come from the Amazon basin. Oh no, that's H2O that's been delivered by Amazon. Imagine a front line of Cunha, Sesko and Buemo with Bruno in midfield. It does sound rather meaty, Gunshi. I also do like the idea of, you know, either of the Premier League options as well up there. But yeah, that's it. We just need to get one of these number 9s. I think most of us would be happy if we sign Watkins. I think most of us would be happy if we sign Sesko. We might have some disagreements about the long-term plans, or who's better for right now, who's better for long-term. But I think we'd just be happy to get a good number 9 in, wouldn't we? So let's be hopeful that one of those guys is coming in. I mean, the Sesko deal, I think, suits the Glazer shithouses more because he holds his value a lot longer. Why are you anti-Sesko? He's going to be sick, Piggy. I'm not anti-Sesko, lad. I'm not anti-Sesko. I'm not pro-Sesko, though. That's what I'm saying. I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm like, okay, well, if that's who Amorim wants, if he wants to go and get him, then great. And I think he probably could be good for us. But there's no guarantees here, lad. There's no guarantees. I just want Amorim to get who he wants, though. So if that's who he wants, genuinely, and the club's not gone, you know what, actually, we could sign Watkins, Amorim, but we're going to lose the money in a few years. Let's go for Sesko. You know, and he's gone, okay, then, you know. If it's not that, but it's actually what he wants, then I'm all for it, lad. You know, I really am. But at the same time, the reason why I'm a little bit worried is because he's not proven in the Premier League there, Kate Cadet. You can't blame me. Look at our track record of signing players from different leagues who've come over and they don't have the Premier League proven experience. I'm talking about Anthony Dos Gastos and Rasmus Boyland and Andre Onana and these melts. It's not a good track record. That's why I'm a little bit concerned. Cake says, I can't believe you're anti-Sesko. You're a disgrace pig. Okay, well, you know, fair enough. I mean, I'm not anti-Sesko. I'm just saying I feel like, actually, for what we need right now, proven Premier League goal scorer is top of the list. Top of the list. And if we're not going to get that, then, well, we're just giving ourselves a little bit of uncertainty. I would be saying the same if we were actually signing the likes of Victor Gyökeres as well, who's got a really prolific record coming over from Sporting. You know, if you look at his record before Sporting, it's pretty shite, really. Yes, over at Sporting, it's fantastic, but, you know, I would be a bit concerned about him coming over from the Portuguese league to the Premier League because it's a different league. It's tougher. It's a tougher league. So there is always a concern with signing players from different leagues, lad. Let's not pretend that's not the case. You know. Sesko to Newcastle, Jackson to United. Oh, hell no to Jackson, lad. No, I just don't rate him that highly. He's not prolific enough. Plus, the price tag involves crazy. If they were asking for 25 million for a 24-year-old Premier League player who's got still potential, to improve, then yes, I would say to get him in there. But he's not. They're asking for 70 million, somewhere in that region. 80 million, I've seen some price tags bandied around. I mean, that is a cash amount to pay for Nicholas Jackson. Never would be interested in him for that. Even if we've got Garnacho as a make weight, it just doesn't add up. Don't buy for Amorim. He could be gone by Christmas, but we can't go into it with that mentality. We have to give him the tools to do the job. I know what you're saying. Like, he could well not make it to the end of the season, but you can't. If you're going into it with that mentality this season, we've already lost. He's already gone, if you ask me, because you have to give him what he wants and he needs to play his style. Get Vardy for a year. Oh, yes, please. Take him as a cheeky backup, lad. Yep, Ryan says Sesko's a beast. Promise you we sign the tools to go with him this summer. Well, I hope you're right, Ryan. That would be very nice. He does look good. Don't get me wrong, he looks very good. But his stats don't exactly blow me away. We're going to pay more on add-on. Sesko's the better option. Does come with risk, but it can also go the other way. Definitely, I'm with you, Studio. I mean, he does have big potential. He could fulfill that potential. Next thing you know, we've got a next fantastic Ruud van Nistelrooy type player at the club or something. Or he could flop. Ten Hag did a lot of damage with his signings. Ten Hag took a big Cincinnati steamer on Manchester United with his antics, that's for sure. Ollie Watkins isn't prolific enough. He isn't a 20-goal-a-season striker. Well, he actually is, Kate Cadet. I hate to tell you this, but he actually is. So, towards the end of last season, he wasn't even playing that much. He still managed to get 16 goals throughout the season in the league alone. And then the season before that, he got over 20 in the league. He did get over 20 in the league. So if we're just basing it on the last 2 years, I mean, he kind of is. He kind of is, mate, because season before last, he got something like, I can't remember exactly now, 23 goals. And then this season just gone like 16 goals. So he is kind of a 20-goal-a-season man. I'll tell you who's not a 20-goal-a-season man. Benjamin Sesko's lad. He's not a 20-goal-a-season man there, Kate, lad. No, not unless you fucking get the deal done with your fucking Tesco club card. Maybe might get a few extra points. Yeah, if you scan that at checkout. But other than that, mate, no. He's actually not. He's definitely not a 20-goal-a-season man. You know why he's not a 20-goal-a-season man? Because he can't even score 15 goals in the shitty Farmers German Bundesliga, lad. You know what I mean? Like, if he can't do it over there, then what's to say he's going to be a 20-goal-a-season man over here? Maybe in a couple of years. Yeah, that's true. Ideally, we should be getting both. How you doing, Henrik Kelvin, you legend? Oh, loving the stream tonight, guys. Loving the chat. 345 of you in here. Big ups. Keep hitting the likes. Keep hitting the subscribes. Give us a follow if you're new and click that bell icon. Yes, you know it makes sense. Ratcliffe won't go for Watkins. It's age. He's already said it about Casemiro. Fair enough. I don't think the Glazer shithouses will want to spend that sort of money. Maybe if he was 40 million, they would. But right now, I think Sesko actually does represent the best value long term because, of course, in 5 years' time, he'll be worth probably more than what he's worth now. Or he could be if he does well. Whereas right now, Watkins is 29, and in 5 years' time, he'll be ready for the glue factory, and he'll be worth 0. So that, just from that point of view alone, I bet you we don't go for Watkins. I bet you we are only in for Sesko, because it's a financial reason as well, from the Glazer shithouses and co. And it makes sense, actually, from a financial point of view. Because look what's happened with Casemiro. Or we've seen it with numerous players, actually. What happens is generally we give them too much money for a long-term deal. They're here until maybe they've outstayed their welcome just a little bit. I'm not saying Cassie has. I still think Cassie can do a good job for us. He seems to have a good mentality. He did well for a few months last year. But let's not pretend that he's now, at his age, on way too much money. He's on way too much money, way more than he should be on, for his contributions in the squad and how much he's going to play and all that sort of thing. He is on too much money now. And so now we've got money just hemorrhaging out the football club, millions going out a month on Casemiro's wages, and then in a year's time he's just going to leave us for nothing. So I think if you actually look at the Casemiro deal, yeah, they probably don't want to repeat that. They probably do want somebody who's going to look a little bit like they're going to increase their value. They're not just going to leave us for nothing in a few years' time. That's fair. Yeah, Watkins would score at least 22 goals with Cunha and Bremer. I'm with you. He literally is. He would score 20 goals with Bruno and Cunha. I agree with you. He scored 21 goals in all competitions. There you go. No, I mean, he is a... Kate says he gets 15 plus. It depends, really. If we're just looking at the last couple of seasons, he's got 20-odd plus and 15 plus. So, but he's not far off a 20-goal-a-season man, is he? Look, he is literally ready, mate. That's the difference. He's ready to go. Do you know what I'm saying? He is the one. You don't have to plant him, mate. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to watch him grow. You can just let him, you could just harvest him, mate. You know what I'm saying? You could just harvest goals from him right now. He's ready to go, lad. So that's the difference. Glazer shithousers out. Let's get a hashtag Glazer shithousers out. Michael Brunelli says, I love you to bits, but it doesn't look good. Hey, thank you, Michael Brunelli. Appreciate you, lad. Love you too, mate. Well, the window at the moment shaping up a little bit, Gash, I must say, with lots of other clubs doing lots of business, and we've still not really got who we need. And we've got this tour going on now. And like, historically, it's going to be difficult to get some of these deals done during the tour. So I'm not expecting too much movement too soon from us. Sesko's not an elite striker. He's not. Not at the moment. You can't say he is. In the future, yes, that's why he has potential, and we're spending a lot of money on potential. But potential doesn't always equal ability. It doesn't always. We've seen it firsthand many times at this football club with lots of good talented big-name players coming in here and then just flopping all over the gaff. So it would be no surprise if the same happened with Sesko. I don't want to be negative. I'm just saying it's a very real possibility. If you sign someone who's got potential as a young lad coming from the Bundesliga who looks good, but he's not super prolific out there, it's a concern because there's still a chance that he could melt, essentially, you know. Watkins will be frigged in 3 years anyway. Fair point, fair point. I mean, you never know with like how modern day sports science is, but we'd have to say, yeah, by the time he's like 33, you would expect that he won't be able to play at the top level anymore. That the problem is, yeah, in a few years' time, he just may not be good enough and he's going to be going for nothing. Are you describing that player as a Tesco meal deal? $5.20 very expensive, or are you going for the Poundland £3 meal deal? Can we have an answer? Yeah, sure, Vincent Bullock. No worries at all. So, personally, I am a big fan of actually the co-op meal deal. You can get 2 pork pies included in it, lad. And do you know what? I'll tell you what, lad. I always complain about Asda not having a meal deal. But last year or so, Asda has stepped the game up with a cheeky little meal deal. Asda, you can get a big old Monster Ultra. You can get a sandwich and a Ginster's pasty. It's like they're giving you 2 mains, but really they're counting one as a side. Asda for the win. £3.50. Ginster's pasty, big one, that can be your meal the next day. Large sandwich and a big Monster Ultra for £3.50. That's the new daddy. Anyway, cheers for that, lad. Ben Campbell, what's good? He says, Watkins has already hit his peak. He's on the downward slide. Maybe. I mean, I still feel like he's got a couple of years at the top. Benched by a poor Rashford, that for me makes it a big no. Fair one, but is that just because he's, I don't know, lost that sort of working relationship there with the manager? I don't know. 5 years ago, Timo Werner had potential too. That's a great example, you know. So Sesko could be coming in here with very similar sorts of stats and stature as Werner, except that Werner actually had way better stats over in the Bundesliga, didn't he? Like, I'm pretty sure he was almost getting 1-in-1 one of those seasons he was there over at Leipzig, wasn't he? So, you know, yeah, it's tougher coming over. There's no guarantees Bundesliga players can come over and perform. You fear Sesko's a bad idea. Watkins may go for free in a few years, but our problems are here and now. Love it, Disco Dave. Love it. I'd still like us to go for Visser, personally. Links up with Mbeumo could be the cheapest out of all these players we're discussing. Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue here. So just a little rundown of this Sesko stuff and what we've got right now. I'll just have a quick look, see if anything new's come out during this show from any of the sources and journalists we've got here, just to see if anything has actually been said during this show anywhere. Granit Xhaka's landed in the northeast ahead of his move to Sunderland. Sunderland signing Xhaka. Breaking, Vancouver Whitecaps nearing a total agreement with Thomas Muller. Thomas Muller on his way to the MLS. Interesting. Also, what else is going on? Yeah, there's nothing else. There's nothing else here in regards to Manchester United for tonight. So we'll continue with the little rundown. So this is what we're basically talking about if you're just joining the stream. Thank you, Russell, for your super chat, by the way, there. He says, are you wearing the new away shirt or are you just copying Moist Critical? The new away shirt? Oh, no, mate. No. I'm wearing a Valencia Social Club t-shirt. Yeah, proper random, lad. Yeah, proper random. Russell, thank you so much. You know, Gary Neville represent, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for that. Michael says, do you think we'll get Isaac? Seems mental to me. No, I really don't, lad. I feel like we've got more chance of having our eyes surgically removed from our skulls and placed into our sack as a replacement testicle, more so than having Isaac at Manchester United. It's definitely not going to happen, is it? Just like it's definitely not going to be the case that Donnarumma's coming to Manchester United. I saw this earlier. And obviously, you know me, I was frothing at the proverbial you-know-what after I saw this. But then, obviously, I read the source and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's just bollocks, isn't it? But Gianluigi Donnarumma is heading towards a departure from PSG. Manchester United, Man City, Galatasaray and Saudi clubs all want him. The Italian's renewal is at a standstill and PSG are closing in on Chevalier. PSG are closing in on Chevalier. I think Chelsea have got an interest in Donnarumma at the moment as well, from what I've heard. We should have an interest in Donnarumma, but of course we're not going to sign Donnarumma, are we? I mean, it would be amazing to sign Donnarumma right now, to get him on a free transfer, give him a decent-sized contract. He's one of the best players in the world, to be fair. You know, for his position, he's probably the best right now. So he's worth big money, and that's exactly who we should go for. I would love to see Donnarumma come, but like I say, it's very unlikely to happen. It's more likely that Kate Cadet wakes up tomorrow morning with a full head of hair. Do you know what I'm saying? That's way more likely to happen. And that ain't going to happen unless he goes over to Turkey and does a cheeky little Wayne Rooney. You know, that's not going to happen. So, yeah, unfortunately, I think we're just in too poor of a position right now. A few years back, or 15 years back, you know, if Fergie was still at the wheel and we were still a force, then Donnarumma would be a Man United player this summer. That would make the most sense in the world. But as of right now, we're just too low down, too far away from having the ability to compete for Champions Leagues. I mean, this man's just won the Champions League, hasn't he? He's just won the Champions League. So if he can't agree a deal there with Moneybags PSG after he's just helped them win the Champions League, then I don't think he'll really be able to agree a deal with us. So yeah, Donnarumma is departing, so we need him. Well, it would be amazing, but I just think there's too many clubs that he would go to above us. Even one of those other Prem teams, Donnarumma, yeah, even one of the Prem teams that maybe has Champions League football, like a Chelsea or someone, if they're interested. I know they've got Sanchez and they don't really need a new goalkeeper right now, but just saying, if somebody like that was in for him, then it's possible. Yeah, Muller joining Vancouver Whitecaps. Yeah, there you go. He's signed, mate. I know, it's a big signing for them, really. Do you think Rashford will like his new car? I don't know, mate. Where is the table? Do you think we will come? You know, it depends on the squad right now, 9th. But if we sign a striker, if we sign a goalie, if we do improve, then I would say, you know, 6th or 7th is on the cards. Amarim doing shooting practice with Hoyland at Carrington and edited out the goal net as he didn't score one. Really? No, I've not seen that, mate. Oh, God. Michael Brunelli, he says, silly bollocks, I meant Liverpool. Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much for another super chat there, Michael Brunelli. And I've already forgotten what we were talking about before. But big ups, you absolute legend. Timo would get Donnarumma signed for United. You don't want to statue, that guy sucks. Yeah, you need Sesko. Fair enough, fair enough. We've been after Donnarumma since he was at Milan. Oh, yeah, I know. Ever since he was like 18, 19, this guy's looked brilliant. We've been talking about it for years. We'd all like to see Donnarumma at the football club. He's pretty much the best goalkeeper in the world. I mean, I guess, you know, there's a handful of goalies that can all stake that claim, but he's definitely one of them. And if we could go and get that problem position solved for us with somebody like a proven Donnarumma coming in, we would be so much better this season, guys. He is a class act. What do you think Amarim really thinks of Mount? I thought he was crap the other day again. I don't know, really. I think he thinks he's just stuck with him because he can't sell him. We signed him for too much. He's stuck with number 7. And I don't know. I mean, maybe he does like him because he's a hard-working trainer and technical, offers us something different. But he just doesn't offer us enough, mate. He's just a complete melter. That's what he is. Donna Summer leaving PSG. Why? How? What's going on? Well, these are the reports anyway, Tommy Boyle. I'd say take him with a pinch of salt. It does look like, though, PSG are seriously progressing with a deal for Chevalier, though, 23-year-old goalkeeper, to PSG. So it does seem like maybe there is some serious basis for Donnarumma leaving PSG. Again, I don't think he's realistically coming to United. But let's ask the live chat, guys. Yes or no, would you take Donnarumma at United if we could make it happen? He played him in the final. Mount is gash-tastic, mate. Oh, he is. Mount was a shite signing. Yes, he was. Mount needs a decent run. He needs to be sold is what he needs to do. He's probably not going to ever get a decent run, though, United history, because there's too many players above. We've just signed Kuna and Mbeumo to play the starting number 10s. And then beyond that, there's still a few others that are way better options than Mount at number 10, such as Ahmad, Bruno, Xerxes, Doris the Tea Lady. You know what I mean? Like, Mount is surplus. He's literally surplus to requirements right now. We don't need him anymore. We never needed him anyway, but we certainly don't need him now with the new signings we've made. Where's he going to play? He's not going to play in the midfield too. He's certainly not going to be starting there. He'll just be used as a bit part, little smug melt coming off the pitch for the last 10 minutes. What's the point? Might as well cash in for 20 mil, get him gone. Maybe Sunderland or someone like that might be interested. You know, we should just get him gone. The problem there is, guys, we're stuck with the twat. He's on 200 grand a week. Good luck getting him off the books. Goodness me, he's not worth 80 grand a week. So good luck getting him off the books for 200 grand a week. Rashford got subbed on and subbed off in the same half. I did see that, but I think it was planned. I watched his performance. It wasn't awful, you know. He did okay. But, yeah, he was only on for half an hour. I think that was pre-planned. Donnarumma, Ten Hag given, Mason Mount. Yes, you'd all have. Yes, Ashley Voigt, lad. You'd all have Donnarumma. Kate Cadet says, of course we bloody would. Hell yeah. I know, definitely, every day. I know, so it would cost a lot of money. He would probably have to go on, to convince him to come to United. He'd probably have to go on right up there with the most wages at the football club. He'd probably be on 350 grand a week. In fact, in order to convince him, you'd probably have to pay him 400 grand a week. I don't know what he's on at PSG, but I can only assume it's hundreds of thousands of pounds a week already. If piggyback Donnarumma to Old Trafford, if that's what it took to get him, yeah, it would definitely help us, mate. It would definitely give us a solid base. Donna all day. Yes, Chrissy J. Lad. If he signs, Onana still won't leave. That's big money on 2 keepers per week. Surely we could get rid of him if we sign a new number 1. You really asking us if we take Donnarumma over Onana? True. It's like, what would you rather? Would you rather I make you a nice cheese and pickle sandwich or be stabbed in the eye with an ice skate? It's like, it is quite an easy choice. Onana staying and playing, get over it. Yeah, fair enough. I think so too. I don't really see us, you know, I just don't really see us. I don't really see us signing Donnarumma. It's almost impossible. Okay, but you never know. I mean, a few years back, yes, we could have done something like that. Let's talk about some of the other players then, guys, in terms of Man United players that are outgoing at the moment that we're trying to sell, because this is going to have a big basis on who we can sign in this window also. You know, how much money we're going to have, who we're going to clear off the books, etc. And at the moment, there is a little couple of extra reports coming out here. Sancho wanted by Borussia Dortmund there. There is contact between BVB and Jadon Sancho. He is open to a return. Manchester United won around 18 to 20 million euros. Dortmund are thinking about the deal and are discussing it internally. They're still undecided. So Sky Germany reporting that Dortmund are interested in Sancho. And I would hope that they were, because he was actually quite good for them. He wouldn't cost a lot to get him back at the football club. Obviously, they can't really afford his wages, so that's going to be a bit of a problem there. But maybe we could do something just to get him gone. If they're prepared to pay us 18 to 20 million up front, I suppose then why not? Why not? We could cover some of his wages until the remainder of his contract's up, which is only a year. It's not ideal, but, you know, if it gets him gone off the books, that's great. So there is news that Dortmund are interested in him. Juventus still seemingly interested in him as well, but nobody to the point of where they actually want to go and bid for the guy. You know what I mean? Vincent Bullock sent me a PayPal. Oh, Vincent, with a straight shot right to the baby maker, lad. Thank you for the £20 super chat, lad. No, wait. Sorry, it's actually Dwayne. Dwayne sent me a £20 super chat, sorry. Wait, where are you, Dwayne, lad? Dwayne Dibbs is that? Is that Dwayne Dibbs, lad? Thank you so much for the £20 super chat right to the sack, lad. Goodness me, from Dwayne. I won't say your last name in case you don't want me to there. But Dwayne, you're a bloody hero. Thank you so much for sending out 20 bones. There he is. He just become a member of the channel as well. That's him. That is him. Dwayne, lad, thank you so much for becoming a member. And thank you so much, mate, for sending me £20 to the PayPal, lad. You're a fucking don, sir. That's really much appreciated. Thank you, Dwayne. Dwayne Dibley. Thank you so much, Dwayne. I love that. And also, we've got one. I don't think there's a message to go with it. No, thank you, though, Dwayne. That's amazing. Get some love hearts in there for Dwayne. Also, we've got £1.50 from Vincent Bullock. Let's go, Vinny B. Thank you so much for your PayPal here as well. He says, I would like us to sign Sesko because it would really rub salt into the deluded Arsenal fans. And Zayn maybe may see to know that we have managed to get revenge for them taking a player that we was interested in. And I'm surely he'd rather be at United, where he can buy Vito and Foster's, and if he needs a drink over brown ale, come on United, let's improve our team. Are you all right, Vincent? Are you all right? Sounds like you've been on the old Nuki brown ales a few too many tonight, my son. Are you all right, lad? Thank you so much there. You're a fucking legend, Vincent Bullock, lad. Thank you so much. Legend, lad. Absolute legend. Fair enough. You should have said Boddingtons. You should have said, Foster's isn't... Is Foster's made in Manchester? Maybe it is. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, Dwayne Dibley from Red Dwarf. Dwayne Dibley? Love it. Welcome, though, Dwayne. Thank you so much, Dwayne Dibs, mate, for becoming a member and sending us a cheeky £20 PayPal. You're a don. Right, we are going to have a Q&A in a bit. Let me just continue with the latest... yes, welcome in. Let me just continue with the latest news. So Sancho to Dortmund's a possibility. Also, look, there are reports coming out that Chelsea could bid for Alejandro Garnacho. This is via Ben Jacobs, in addition to Xavi Simons. I personally would think if they're going for Xavi Simons with the business that they're doing, that maybe they're not going to be going for Garnacho. Garnacho's turning into a bit of a problem. It's funny, isn't it? Because I thought he'd be the easiest one to sell. But it just turns out nobody wants to buy a little unproven, spoiled brat who thinks he's Billy Big Bollocks and putting all factuality as little tiny testicles. You know what I mean? He thinks he's a Billy Big Bollocks, but he's Timmy Tiny testicles. But that's it. So nobody really wants to buy him at the moment, it seems. But it does look like maybe Chelsea do have some sort of interest in Garnacho. I just hope that we don't see something crazy happen like Garnacho and Jackson swap. Because I could see us doing some shithouse move like that to use Garnacho as some sort of bargaining chip to go and get Jackson. Oh, that would be horrible. Let's just hope that doesn't happen, guys. Let's hope we do have a little bit more about us. I'd much rather go for Sesko than Jackson, which sort of goes against what I'm saying, because at least Jackson's got Premier League proven experience. And what did he get? Like 13, 14 goals or something this season just gone? Not terrible, but I just don't like him. I don't like his clinicality. He's not good enough in front of goal. He's not good enough for us, I don't think. So I'd rather Sesko than him personally, but Jackson at the moment is linked to us and Garnacho is linked to Chelsea. So you just never know if maybe there could be discussions of a cheeky little swap deal on the card somewhere there. Let's hope not. By the way, we've just hit 200 likes on the stream, so thank you to all the legends of the channel for liking the stream. It does help the channel out. It is free, so you may as well twat that thumbs up button. Also, share us around. We're going to shout you all out in a minute, everyone who's reposted us. Garnacho isn't a problem. He's one of the best young players in the world on low wages, easily worth 60. That's what I'm saying, Platonic, but it is a problem because we haven't been able to sell him. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what he should be going for. There should be a whole host of clubs lined up to sign Garnacho, but they haven't been. So I think it is a bit of a problem because we're all just assuming that he should be easily be sold. But I think maybe we might have to eat a little bit of a financial gash sandwich with Garnacho. I don't know if we will be getting the 60 million for him. Can we purchase Donnarumma? I mean, we could. He's on a free transfer, so you could definitely give a nice signing on bonus and big wages to make it worth his while. But then it's very unlikely he would want to choose United right now out of all the options. Dwayne Dibbs says, not a Don. I'm a Liverpool supporter, but I can't get enough of your streams. They're awesome. Well, thank you so much for that, Dwayne Dibbs. Yeah. Oh, well, in that case, I take it all back. Yeah. No, I'm joking, Dwayne. Thank you so much, lad. It doesn't matter, mate, to be fair, not everyone's perfect, end of the day, you know what I mean? Everybody's got their own flaws, you know what I'm saying? Jackson will get more red cards than goals. Jackson's not very great. That's it, he's not great. That's a great way of putting it. He might be good, he might be decent, but he's not great. Patience, Foster's is Australian for piss. Yeah, is it really? Foster's has made a 30-minute walk from Old Trafford, also Kellogg's cornflakes. Deep. Well, there you go then, Vincent, you learn something new every day. Could you tell me which products are made in Liverpool so I can avoid them? I'm joking. He's got attitude. Thank you so much, Henrik Kjellman. That's nice of you to say. Yeah. All right, anyway, let's also look at this. So there's a couple of other things I wanted to discuss very quickly. We're going to get into a Q&A in a minute, and I am doing a FIFA stream on the gaming channel tonight shortly as well. But let's talk about this. So there is a report from Samuel Luckhurst that says that Toby Collier is set to leave United on a loan this summer. This isn't guaranteed. This isn't definitely happening, but there are reports anyway, and this is from Samuel Luckhurst that says sources say Collier has to go on loan for the benefit of his development, and United are planning to okay a move, despite Collier's determination to challenge for a place. So there were some quotes from Collier earlier when asked about his his season at United ahead, and he just basically said he wants to play as much as possible, wants to get involved as much as possible. But if that's not really going to be the case, if Amarim's maybe not got him in his first team plans, or we end up signing another midfielder that goes ahead of Collier, then, well, I guess he's probably going to have to be loaned out. But it's a shame. I don't want us to loan out Toby Collier, guys. I think he's got big potential. We need to see more of him. We just haven't seen enough of him. What do you reckon, guys? Keep, sell, or loan Toby Collier? What would you do? Would you loan him out, give him that experience that he's not going to get necessarily at United? Would you keep him just to bolster the options in midfield and give him, some games to develop throughout the season? Or would you just outright sell him? What do you think? If you don't think he's good enough and up to it, would you just sell him? See what you guys are saying. Jackson will get 5 reds this year. Jonathan Gallagher legend, Casemiro, or someone should give Garnacho a rough tackle. Love that, yeah. That sounded a bit messed up, Jonathan. Sell, says Kingslayer. Keep, loan, keep. Good grief, Sharif. Let's go, lad. Loan, keep. I'd keep him as well, personally, because I just think we don't really have a lot of great midfield options there. He could be good. Loan out. We got Mainu, Fairs. But what happens if we get 1 or 2 injuries? We've seen this. I know we've got less games this season. We're not playing in Europe. We should have a more focused squad that stays fitter, more so this season, because there's less games, there's less strain on the squad, less chances to get injured, and just more time to recover and all the rest of it. There should be less injuries. So that's a fair point, but still, couldn't hurt to have a little bit of cover. Imagine all the strikers who are coming to the Premier League, and Sesko, the one nobody wants, ends up with the golden boot. I mean, it would be great. Yes, it would be awesome, and he has potential to do that. We talked about potential. He has that potential. It's just not guaranteed. It's a risk, but it could happen. When he can show this potential on another team, fair point. Loan and bring in some quality. Sell Collier, loan. I mean, maybe if we loaned him out and then we loaned a midfielder, like if we got a cheeky Palhinha in or something, it might make a bit of sense, because then he is actually going to get game time. Keep, loan. Your immediate reaction is he's called Toby. You thought he was called Ben. Loan him out. Sell him. What's up, Godzilla, lad? How you doing? Zico Kone's the reason Collier is going to go a much better player. Keep Collier for cups. Yep, you'd let him on the coach. If he's not going to play, then loan. Gunksy says keep or loan. Garnacho. Garnacho can leave with Sancho so he can keep their toxicity at their own place. Love it. Yes, we do need the toxicity gone and dealt with this summer. We know Amarim said that he'd be open to maybe having these guys come back into the squad if we can't sell them, but realistically, we don't want that. Loan because of shortage of games. What will happen to Xerxes since Mbeumo? Well, he might play backup number 9. I think he'll be put on late in games to hold the ball up the pitch, and link up play and stuff. He'll play a vital role this season, but just as more of a backup player. As a utility, he can play at number 10, he can play at number 9. Keep him for FA and Carabao games. Yes, exactly. Right, also, one other little thing, which I'll just gloss over very quickly because we're running out of time here, but Mitrovic has been linked as well. This is via court offside. Apparently, Newcastle United and Tottenham are battling it out to sign our house striker Alexandra Mitrovic. I think this is a bollocks story, to be fair, but there you go. Just wanted to mention it because it is reported online by various sources, including court offside here. But I personally think we're not going for Mitrovic, guys. He must be on good money over there, surely. I don't know what he is on, but he must be on good money. He's certainly not worth us paying the money that they're probably paying him right now. And it's a couple of years beyond his best, really, as well. Nathan Harris, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Right, guys, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Get yourself subscribed. Click the bell icon for notifications. Click the likes. I'm just going to go and shout out everyone that's reposted us on X here. Then we'll get into a Q&A for a few minutes. And then we're going over to play FIFA on the gaming channel, so stick around. Right, big ups. Let's check out the legends who've reposted us on X. Thank you so much to all you 14 legends who've reposted us on X. 14 damn legends out there. 14, guys. Thank you so much to you legends, such as Aaron Bainbridge, Kenny, Larry Haas, Andy Davidge, Craig GC, Paul Nangle, Feline Fur, MEFC Brummy Reds, Vincent Bullock, John Boy Cat, Ashley Voigt, The Butcher of Manchester, and Nathan CFC. Thank you so much to you legends for sharing it around. That's awesome. Legends. Right, let's get stuck into the live chat then. It's Q&A time. So just very quickly, if you're just getting in at the end, what we're discussing is Man United approaching Benjamin Sesko's future at United. We've approached him. His future at United is up in the air at the moment, obviously. Newcastle were interested in him, supposedly close to table in a bid. United haven't submitted a bid or anything to RB Leipzig, but apparently we have essentially laid down terms or discussed the option with his camp as to whether or not he'd like to come to United, maybe some numbers chucked around, etc. Florian Plettenberg says that United and Newcastle currently in talks with Sesko's management. Both teams have presented their projects and financial offers. The decision now lies mainly with the player and his camp. Offers are expected to be formally submitted to Leipzig following the verbal agreement. So if we can get an offer agreed there with the player, then I suppose we'd be ready to try and get that deal done there with the club. Sesko's preference could be Manchester United, but again, who knows? Fabrizio says there's a battle going on for Sesko. He says there's a battle going on between Newcastle and Man United for Sesko. United are presenting their project to Sesko currently. We've also heard that maybe Newcastle are preparing an opening round bid of around about £62 million for Sesko, just to give you an idea of where these negotiations can start at. And obviously you have to remember as well, if Leipzig have a couple of clubs like Newcastle and Man United fighting it out for him, then they can actually ask for a lot of money, can't they? Because they can push that price up if they've got a couple of different bidders. And then finally, Florian Plettenberg this evening said that United are not giving up on Benjamin Sesko. As revealed today, Man United have presented the player with clear figures and their project. Sesko is impressed by Man United's efforts to sign him. However, Newcastle are fully in the race and not backing down, and offers ready to be submitted at any time. Leipzig are now demanding at least €80 million for him, which may be the case, mightn't it? If there's a couple of big clubs interested, a little bidding war goes on. Next thing you know, it's who's got the bigger bollocks. And we know that Newcastle right now going to have a lot of money because they've not really spent that much money. And if they are going to sell Isaac, they're going to get like 120 million quid for him. So they should have a lot of money. So that's the only concern there is how much it's going to take to get this guy, and if it's even worth us paying it. Where's the value cutoff point? Where is age? And the number just becomes too much. Where is that? But we'll see. Anyway, also Dortmund interested in Sancho, and Chelsea interested in Garnacho. Donnarumma close to leaving PSG. Also, PSG close to getting a new goalkeeper, Chevalier. Deal agreed, that's close. Mitrovic linked, and Collier expected maybe to be available to go out on loan. That's the latest news of the day and the evening, guys. It's a raw one. No new transfers, but great chat here. Let's get stuck into the chat for 5 minutes here. There's a gentleman's agreement if a special club wants him. Yeah, Young Kings, I saw that the other day. Something like, it was a lot less money, though, than what they're actually looking for. But it could be similar to the Gyökeres deal, where if that isn't honoured, then they're going to get very angry. Would you rather have a new striker or a goalkeeper? Oh, probably new striker and just play Heaton. Honestly, probably new striker and play Heaton. Seriously, he seems solid. But obviously we need both. 80 million for Werner, Volume 2. Leipzig is bold with their demands. Yeah, they probably won't end up getting that, will they? But that's just where their sort of negotiation start point is, I guess. Big money on a striker or 85 million to get a new quality goalkeeper who's number one on CM. Oh, yeah, that's it. You could get 2 or 3 players for that price, couldn't you, Rajat? You could maybe get Watkins and a goalie like Lamans or someone like that, plus have money left over to maybe get a midfielder. Lamine Yamal from Barca price. Goodness knows what, 200 million, I don't know. We still need a midfielder and a striker. The great Rasmus comeback. I just hope he's not here at the start of the season, mate, because it's almost going to guarantee us having a passenger. We got no room to carry people right now. United are going to have to look to the youth. Yes, that's fair to a point, yes, as well. Well, we could have a big season from players like Kobbie Mainoo this season, hopefully Lenny Yoro, Aidan Heaven. Should Manchester United sue Ten Hag for everything he's done? Oh, that would be amazing if only we could. No, we brought that up on ourselves, man. I can really see you getting Watkins for about 45. Well, that would be fantastic. I still prefer Watkins, just so you know, but the price has to be right. Like I've said, if it's 50 million, but Sesko's only 60 million, Sesko's probably making a lot more sense long term. But if we can get Watkins for 45 and RB Leipzig do want 80 million for him, then it's a no-brainer. Go and get Watkins. United bid for Yamal Barca forward. Oh, yeah. Fab said Ben Sesko when and if there's an interesting project to join. Yeah, well, certainly United do have an interesting one. Can we get back Dean Henderson? Oh, if only. Goodness me, we've got rid of 2 really good goalkeepers in recent years that would both be easily our number one now, in De Gea and Henderson. Heaton's a legend. He's a good solid keeper, isn't he? Let's go. You'd rather have a striker in goal than Onana. True, put Højlund up there. He can't literally put the ball in the back of the net, so he would never He would probably be really good. 80 million for a Prem unproven player's suicide. Has to be Watkins. Well, if it is 80 million, then that's too much. But if it's 60 million, spread over a few years, we don't know what this is going to get negotiated down to at the moment. If it's 60 million, then I say go for Sesko. But if it is 80 million, I agree. It just doesn't make any sense. United are not a special club, maybe. Oh, Russell. Platonic, we are a special club. Brilliant stream tonight. Thank you, Platonic. Yeah, careful now, Russell, lad. Careful now. Manchester United to sign at least 4 to 5 players. Remove this message there, mods. Nice one. Remove this message. Yeah, you should be. You friggin' should be. Watkins would be an amazing, no doubt, but 50 million. That's the absolute upper end of the price tag there. We're guaranteed goals. We're guaranteed performances for at least a few seasons. But it's beyond that. It's just money down the drain. Let's go Emperor's Lad. We should be looking at Michael Cooper for me, Piggy. Cheap as chips, and he's seriously a decent keeper, mate. Interesting shout, Johnny. Also, did you see that, was it... Who's... Mate. Why has his name gone out of my head? We've signed a new... we've signed one of our goalkeepers up to a new deal, mate. Is it Vitek? Hang on, what's going on? My brain is absolutely not braining at the moment. Hang on a second. Let me get it here. I've got it here. Who was it, guys? I feel like today we've already signed a new goalkeeper up to a new contract. No, my brain... Oh, here it is. Yes, it was Vitek. Sorry, guys. You know our young goalie Vitek. It says, Man United posted, congratulations to Vitek, who has signed a new contract until 2028. The 21-year-old will now join Bristol City on loan for the season. So there you go. Vitek signed a new deal. He's out on loan to Bristol City, guys. Garnacho could be used as part of the deal. It's a win-win. Yeah, you saw some of my old pickup line videos. Oh, God, I should probably make another one of those, actually, with the modern-day squad, lad. What happened with Kolo Muani deal? Sod knows, mate. I don't think we've really truly been in for him ourselves. Watkins is overpriced and Sesko is overrated. Remember, we've just been linked to everybody this summer, Nathan. Watkins is overpriced and Sesko is overrated. Fair enough, Platonic. Maybe we could do a Garnacho swap deal. What do you say about that? Good evening there, Links Red. You haven't missed that much, lad. Please watch it back in a minute, though. And there's always been poor quality. Ollie would have already bought top players. Maybe. Haven't Newcastle inquired about Jackson? Possibly. I feel like they're mostly looking at the likes of Vissa and or Sesko at the moment, but maybe. Spurs bottled the transfer winner with Gibbs White staying at Forest. Yes, mate, he signed a new deal, didn't he? I know, nutty stuff. Never been a fan of Rustlers. Rustlers Burgers, you talking about? Oh, no, you mean Russell. You need to calm yourself down, Jonathan, lad. Technically, Manchester got about 4 to 5. We should go for Nick Pope on loan. Newcastle looking for a new keeper. That's not a bad shout, Matthew. Honestly, that isn't a bad idea. Certainly better than what we got right now. Big up there, Blazing Zari. Yeah, because they're going for Ramsdale, aren't they, now, after they missed out on Trafford. So it does look like Newcastle will be maybe looking to do something there with Pope. Blazing Zari, let's go. Have we signed the Silence of the Lamans then? Not yet, mate. No. We're just waiting to get the signing on bonus agreed. Apparently, they're just going to try and do a deal for a bit of chopped liver and a nice Chianti. That's good. Vitek could use some much needed experience. Sorry, if you know, you know. Avoid Muani like the plague would take Vlahovic. No, I wouldn't actually. Bit of an injury-prone, overpaid melt. Yeah. Why is Nick Jackson so hated? He's not hated. He's just not really valued as that great of a player. You know what I mean? He's a bit of a misser. You know what I mean? Forget another goalkeeper. We can cope with what we've got for now and concentrate on the midfielder and striker. Love it, Paula. Yes, fair enough. I mean, a midfielder and striker. If we didn't get a new goalkeeper, we would certainly be better off with a midfielder and striker. Reality, we need 3 signings, all 3 positions sorted. But yes, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Rather take Spear and Jackson. So we're making contact with Emi Martinez. Well, we already did last week, didn't we, Nathan? So it's on the cards. Yeah, we did last week. We actually apparently made contact for a loan move with Villa, which they rejected. So, you know, Silence of the Lambs, that's it. You try and bring Dean Henderson back, Pigmate. I like it as well, you definitely. He's had a very good time with it last year. Definitely. We'll take Aaron Ramsdale on a cheap deal. I'd rather we went for someone else, but again, I still think Ramsdale's better than what we've got right now. Stephanie said she can play in the Nets with her own club's pig. She would be better as well. You worry about Sesko's salary demands. Hope he's not another 300k melter. Oh, no, surely he wouldn't be getting that much. His wages will be a lot lower compared to most options we could have gone for. Like Gyökeres would have ended up costing probably 250k a week. I'd imagine Sesko would be in that range of, 160 grand a week, something like that. Pig, would you be happy with beating Arsenal and then losing the next 3 matches? No. No, I wouldn't. I'd rather lose to Arsenal but win the next 3 matches, to be honest. But it would be nice to beat Arsenal on that opening day, I must say. But we've just got to try and get 7 to 9 points from the first 5 games and we can have a good season. But if we get 1 or 2 or whatever points from the first 5, it's going to be tough. Jackson can't hit a barn door. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Who I am for real. Exactly. Yes, Ramsdale's up for a cheap deal. Verratti, interesting. Hey, thank you so much there, Russell Bland. He says, I've never made the connection with Russell and Rustlers, but for garbage drunk food, I like the sauce. The sauce is banging, isn't it? That burger sauce in a Rustlers burger, I have to admit. They hit hard sometimes, those Rustlers burgers, mate. You toast the bun, okay, it's just reconstituted guff, horrible, probably cancer in a packet. But ultimately, those microwave burgers, mate, they're not bad. Can we have England's women keep? Oh yeah, a bit of Hannah Hampton action. Hey, come on, England. Sorry I didn't do a watch along in the end. Basically, I'm glad I didn't because I had to take Mrs. P to work yesterday and she was starting at about 7:30 p.m. And pretty much what would have to have happened is, because it went to extra time, if I'd have done the watch along, which I was worried about this, hence why I sort of didn't, is because if it had gone to extra time, I'd have just had to have left right then to take her to work, and then it would have been pointless. We'd have missed the whole big climax. So yeah, but that is awesome. England women won, the Lionesses. You're gonna hear me roar. Come on, England, let's go. We used to bring in the experienced class strikers like Percy, Cavani. True. Zlatan's another good example. True. But I feel like we're almost, we need to get away from doing that, actually. As much as those guys were all good for us, we kind of need to get the next generation in, don't we? 40 million with Watkins, Cunha and Mbeumo in the mix, add a decent midfielder and a competent keeper would be enough for me at the moment. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yes, Hannah Hampton in goal instead of Onana, definitely. Shit, is that the time? Oh, man. Right, okay, guys, listen, we're going to go over to the gaming channel now. I'm sorry if I didn't read any messages out there. I tried to read everyone's, but please do come back after this video's finished. Get your thoughts in and opinions in about anything we discussed in the not live comments of this stream. Thank you so much for the great chat, as always, to the legends in the channel. Thank you so much to the moderators like Gungshi, Johnny Gals, Mustard, everyone. Thank you all the mod squad. Thank you to legends who super chatted, such as Luke CX, who says, pre-season is all about dreaming as a fan. As such, tell us about your dream. Where will it go from here? Tell us about your dream. My dream is Andre Onana gets sold in a double deal along with Luke Shaw to Frey Bentos FC, and we sign a couple of meaty strikers, i.e. Vardy, maybe Watkins, and we get a new goalkeeper. Donnarumma decides he wants to play for a 15th place side. And we signed Donnarumma. That would be my dream, lad. You'd have me in nets. Oh, I would do better than Andre. I'm almost fucking sure of it, lad. I tell you. There you go. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for getting in here. You guys think I'm joking? I'm not joking. Thank you so much for getting in here, everyone. Hey, listen, we're going to do a little... There it is. The mustard there with the pro moderating going on there, lad. Thank you to the PayPalers as well, Dwayne, and also Vincent. That's very kind of you guys. Thank you so much for the straight shot right to the baby maker. Thank you so much there. We are going to go on to the gaming channel right now. If you click that link that the mustard's left in there, that will take you to my gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming. We're going to do a cheeky bit of foot champs action over there right now. So come and join us. We're literally starting right now. So you probably have to give me 5 or 7 minutes or something while the intro's playing in order to, yeah, Gungshi, get Timo Shafter on the phone to Donnarumma. Yeah, that's a great shout. We need to, don't we? But yeah, thank you so much there, Mr. Mustard, as well there for putting the link in the chat there for the stream. I'm just going to put it in there as well, and I'll pin yours to the top, lad. Thank you so much, guys. Come and join us for the FIFA stream right now, but thanks everyone for tuning in. Legends, all the members, all the moderators. Thank you so much, Gungshi. Oh, you too, lad. Thank you so much. Good Grief, Pete Morris, Matty Smith, Platonic, Manny, Existence, Memdor, Butters, Links, everybody who's in here. Thank you so much. Come back after, get your thoughts and opinions in. But right here, guys, here is the link to the FIFA stream. We'll be over there. You can follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Do subscribe to this channel. Do click the bell icon for notifications, and do come and join us. Yes, Timo Shaft is getting on it. Yes, indeed. Let's go. Okay, so come and join us for the FIFA stream right now. It's starting shortly if you're around. If not, I understand it is 11:07. But go and smash a like on it. The link's in the chat. And remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com, so check it out. Patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.